Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. I'm Garrett Ordway, and commentating with me tonight is Carrie Ordway. Carrie, what are we looking for as the Lady Eagles open their 2023 regular season at home?
Obviously, with this being your first game at home, once all of the students come back, you really want to come out and make a big statement. They're coming off a preseason time where they've spent a lot of time just practicing without having to balance any classwork or anything with it. And they just really want to show everyone what they've been working on and set the tone for the coming season.
We saw the Lady Eagles last week in an exhibition against Pensacola State College. Last weekend, they traveled to Arkansas to play a doubleheader against Williams Baptist and Crowley's Ridge, splitting that. We'll see Crowley's Ridge here this Saturday. Carrie, with some new freshmen joining the team this week, what's it like integrating new players into the team atmosphere?
Last week with our exhibition game, we talked a lot about just establishing a team chemistry. That's one of the main goals of preseason. And then once you come here at the beginning of the semester and picking up 4 new players just this week, you're kind of facing that challenge again with finding the chemistry between your existing players and your incoming players. But the incoming players always bring a lot of energy and excitement.
We'll look forward to getting this match underway after the prayer, national anthem, and starting lineups.
Welcome to The Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Tonight's game is between Coastal Alabama Community College and your PCC Lady Eagles. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the 4 core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. At this time, please stand for prayer and remain standing for the national anthem. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings you've given us. Thank you for these teams being able to come out here and giving the away team safe travels. I pray that both teams stay safe and do everything to your honor and your glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Tonight's sports medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute and Baptist Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting tonight for Coastal Alabama, number 4, Reagan Hickman. Number 5, Ella Grace Wood. Number 7, Morgan Higgins. Number 10, Riley Edwards. Number 11, Reese St. Amand. Number 12, Julie Bochelle. And number 20, Melina Carrero. The Coyotes are led by Coach Stephen Dickey. And now the starting lineup for your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. A freshman from Mount Vernon, Texas, number 1, Anna Stevens. A junior from Houston, Texas, number 6, Grace Liu. A senior from Beloit, Wisconsin, number 7, Cora Lathers. A senior from St. Anne, Illinois, number 8, Allie McWirt. A sophomore from Pensacola, Florida, number 9, Hannah Romero. A senior from Valparaiso, Indiana, number 15, Haley Butcher. And a senior from Phoenix, Arizona, number 19, Kinsey Folker. The Lady Eagles are led by Coach Kaylin Oman with assistant coach Carissa Aiken. The officials for today's game are Heather Camley and John Evans.
All right, well, if you're just joining us, welcome to this evening's match between the Lady Eagles of Pensacola Christian College and the Coastal Alabama Community College Coyotes. Carrie, as the Lady Eagles get their first home game of the season underway, what are some of the fundamentals you're looking for them to be sharp on here this evening?
We've talked about this so many times, but just the fundamental serve receive, that's always a focus for the Lady Eagles, just to start things off on a good note. In our exhibition game last week, you and I talked a lot about how when the Lady Eagles had those good serve receives and gave their setters lots of options for offense, they did so well. So I know that's something that they're hoping to continue into this match as well.
I would certainly be looking for that service game, eliminating those service errors. They had some real success with that during the last time we saw them against Pensacola State. I'll be looking to see if they can do well on the service line again this evening.
And you always are trying to find that balance between serving aggressively but also not making mistakes as you serve too, and that's something that we'll see them kind of play around with where that line is as the season progresses.
Folker, Lathers coming in as the libero, and Liu in the back row. Romero, Butcher, and McWirt in the front row for the Lady Eagles to get us started this evening. Looks like it'll be the Coyotes and number 20, Melina Carrero, serving first to get us started. Left-handed floater there, handled pretty well and just missed hit there by Romero.
Another interesting balance that we'll be looking at as the season continues is the balance between the really strong leadership that is present on this Lady Eagles team, these seniors who have really carried the team for a number of years now, along with a really large and promising freshman class that have come in. Seeing how those dynamics play out, even now as we look at these starting 6, we have the 4 seniors present on the court, a junior and a sophomore, so starting off with some established leadership for sure.
That last serve just dropped in. This one handled, though, by Liu, up high for Folker. 2 players going at it there, McWirt and Butcher, as the Lady Eagles. Okay, getting the number there on the net violation. Lady Eagles off to a bit of a rough start. Deep, Lathers handles it. Up high for Folker. Back set for Romero. Weak side and off the hands of Carrero, and out point for the Lady Eagles.
What Romero did there is something that as a coach you hope that your players do. You know, she had made a mistake on the previous hit and then followed up when the successive plays nailing that hit. I think in probably the exact same location that she was trying to hit in the previous one.
Just touched over. Folker's there. Overpass, but Coastal Alabama will try to get it going. This one swung and hit wide. Point for the Lady Eagles. Michaela Kinney subbed in on that last rotation, playing front row now for the Lady Eagles. She and McWhirter are up on the block. McWhirt ends up getting the bump set. Oh, and just hit long from the back row by Romero.
Even though that play didn't end in a point, that was some excellent defense from the libero Lathers. You could really see her working with the block of the Lady Eagles to cover where that hit was going to be. She had a good read on that.
The service there by Ella Grace Wood. Oh, a good swing from Kinney. Handled, though, by the Coyotes. Up high. Oh, and that one just dips in front of Romero. A couple of roll hits from the Coyotes. What's the back row going to be looking for there?
You know, those are really hard to read. A lot of experience comes into it, reading those. But also the fact that the Coyotes are doing these kind of off-speed hits from the very beginning, it's at least good to know that you should be expecting that throughout the match.
Service error from the Coyotes. Hope Brooks had checked in to play defense for the Lady Eagles. And now Anna Stevens will come into the front row. The tall freshman middle hitter from Texas. In the middle, off the block, Brooks up high for Folker. To Kinney again. A good swing and just missed. No touch given down the line. Point for the Coyotes. You like to see Kinney swinging with confidence here early. She did that against Pensacola State as well.
Yeah.
Folker back set for Butcher. Ooh, that one off the block and down. Point again for the Coyotes.
You know, you asked a minute ago about what are those fundamentals that the Lady Eagles will be, or thinking about, should be focusing on for this game. And I think we've already seen the answer to your question. Just so many of these small things are details that later on in the season, and even now, you're really hoping that you don't see those before they start to iron them out. But once again, with Kinney, we just saw what Romero had done previously with correcting a previous mistake. So that shows good adaptability, resiliency.
Butcher with the serve. Off the block and down. It was there. But Riley Edwards gets the kill for the Coyotes. Julie Bichelle back to serve. And that one into the net. Point for the Lady Eagles. Grace Liu, Hannah Romero will enter on defense and offense, respectively. In the middle there, blocked. Point for the Lady Eagles. Liu to serve. Handled by the Coyotes, back set. And blocked, straight down, still up. No violation there. Folker for Romero, off the hands. Handled again by the Coyotes, up high. Just tipped over, oh, and the Bermuda Triangle falls in for a point for the Coyotes. Several good swings there by the Lady Eagles, but good enough defense by the Coyotes to earn them that point. Romero up for Butcher, back set for Stevens. Looking for hands, didn't find any point for the Coyotes. Coach Oman with some instructions. Lady Eagles trailing 10-6 here in this first set. Up high for Butcher. Set for Romero. Avoids the block. This one touched over. Lathers, Butcher, Folker with the swing. Strong side attack. Folker goes on two. Oh, dug up there by the Coyotes libero. Romero in the middle. Stevens just evades the back line. Point for the Coyotes. Morgan Higgins serving for the Coyotes. Off the arms of Grace Liu. And we'll get an early timeout from Coach Oman. Lady Eagles trailing 12-6 in this first set. Coach Oman using the first of her 2 timeouts there. What adjustments do we need to see the Lady Eagles make here, Carrie?
Just cleaning up so many of those little mistakes, serve receives that are just a little bit sloppy, hits that are going long. One thing that we talked about during the break was that the Lady Eagles have been playing against some taller blocks recently. And some of these hits that are going long on the Lady Eagles, or from the Lady Eagles, probably would have been hitting some of those taller blocks. So just adjusting to the opponent that they have, being aware of that.
Coyotes with the attack error there, and it'll send Lathers back to serve. And that one just off speed, drops in front of the Lady Eagles defense. Some rotation questions here getting sorted out. Reagan Hickman, the libero for Coastal Alabama, back in the service position. Kylene Walker, Julie Bushell joining her in the back row. Melina Carrero, Ella Grace Wood, and Reese St. Amant in the front row for the Coyotes.
These breaks like these unexpected breaks can either be a really welcome relief to kind of change the momentum, depending on what side you're on, or they could be really a momentum killer. And I think the Lady Eagles coming together during this break are hoping to be able to shift the momentum back their direction.
Sorted out, and here comes the serve. Short, handled by McWirt. Back set for Folker with the swing, handled by the Coyotes. Big block by McWirt, and she scores.
I know one thing that the players were talking about is that they really wanted to celebrate their success a little bit more on the court. I think some of their celebration might come through what seems like some shoving on the court. But they assured me before the match that that was all in good faith with one another.
Coming out of the timeout, Lady Eagles have trimmed the deficit to just 4 points, 9-13. Folker. Folker, wide to Romero, off some hands. Good set there from the Coyotes for that attack. Folker decided to go on 2 as that one was pretty tight. Oh, and that one found the line. Point for the Coyotes. Lou with the serve receive. Folker pushes it deep on 2. Good play, catches the Coyotes off guard, and it scores. Folker has a couple of different goes on the 2. She can dump it, she can push it deep. Great court awareness there.
Absolutely, and that's something that we've seen her do for all 4 years that she's been on the team. But just increasingly, she shows so much awareness of knowing when to do that, where to place them, and finds a lot of success with it.
Romero will serve. Michaela Kinney re-entered in the front row. Free ball coming over. You'd like to see the Lady Eagles use this. Folker, back set for McWirt. Hitting from the weak side, she'll move to the center. Handled by the Coyotes. Up high for Butcher, and she gets the kill.
What a great play, and that started with some really good defense from Kinney there. Typically a front row player, not someone that you're especially looking to, but that just shows the versatility of this Lady Eagles team with the different abilities that they have.
Romero with the strong serve, leads to a free ball. Lathers up high for Folker, all the options available. Kinney ends up hitting out of the middle, but blocked by the Coyotes. Maybe a called play there.
Yeah, and it's good to see that the Eagles are feeling comfortable enough to be able to run some of these plays. but they do take getting used to.
Early in the season, we'll see them iron out some of those wrinkles over the course of the next month or two. Great back set by Folker. Butcher with a good swing. Coyotes still in it. Roll hit there. This one up for Kinney. Another good swing off the block, and she scores.
In her 4th year setting for the Eagles, we're seeing Folker really display all of the setting experience that she has. She's done an excellent job in the last several plays of really redirecting that ball to choose the best hitter for offense, and has found success with that.
Still in play here. Oh, just lands in there. Unable to quite do enough with that free ball. Kinney and Folker unable to joust there, coming from the back row. Coyotes lead 17-12. Lady Eagles have steadied the ship after a bit of a bumpy start. They'll need to find a little bit more here towards the end of this one. Anna Smith in the middle with the kill. The net violation might take that one away from her.
It was a beautiful play nonetheless. She executed it really well. And once again, a beautiful set from Folker, setting that up.
Butcher with the serve. In the middle. Coyotes have to go high over the middle block. Smith with another swing. Doesn't quite find the back line there. Sorry, Anna Stevens with the swing there. Folker with a good swing. Back set, Folker. I'm sorry, Lathers to Butcher to Folker. And they score.
It's been fun so far this season watching Folker and Butcher work together as setters, and then both having hitting rotations on the front row as well. We've been so accustomed to seeing Folker setting throughout the last 3 years that it's really fun to see her use that volleyball IQ and that court awareness she has as a hitter as well.
Blocked in the middle. Point for the Lady Eagles. Yeah, certainly last year we saw the Lady Eagles run the 5-1 with Folker for most of the year. This year able to run the 6-2 with Butcher. Another block by Stevens. Free ball. Butcher. Romero with the swing. Great rhythm there from the Lady Eagles. Still in play. Folker ends up with the set. The benefit of having that second setter on the court. Oh, and the misplay leads to a point for the Lady Eagles.
That whole play was just a beautiful example of them executing the fundamentals really well and then just opening up so many opportunities for offense.
18-16, Lady Eagles drawing close here in this first set. Timeout taken by the Coyotes. Grace Lou serving out of this timeout. Lady Eagles trailing 18-16, but with the momentum on their side. Touched deep, and it caught Lou coming forward. Maybe a specific call there by the Coyotes, noticing something in the Lady Eagles defense.
I'm not sure if I saw that call particularly, but they are absolutely using all their options with these off-speed hits and even switching up the different types of tips that they're doing.
Good touch there by Romero.
Romero returning the favor there with a bit of an off-speed hit.
Folker, Romero, McGirt in the front row. Lathers, Lou, Butcher in the back row for the Lady Eagles. Good serve down the line there. Big swing, but blocked. Folker and McGirt.
I think once again incorporating some of those celebrations that they had been talking about.
Oh, just long there from Lathers. And it'll be a point for the Coyotes. Reagan Hickman to serve. Handled by Lathers. Butcher in the middle for McGirt. Oh, just touched over. Lathers there. Lou up high for Romero. Kept in play by the Coyotes. Touched over and out. Point for the Lady Eagles.
That was a really,
they got a bit of help there from the Coyotes back line.
Yeah. Regardless, that was a great out-of-system play, and that's something that the Eagles have been working on, is still being able to execute a strong offense when they are out of system.
Folker always with the good serve. Another one there. Just evades the block and the dig of Lathers. Tight one here. Lady Eagles trail 19-21 in this opening set. Deep. It dove at the last second. Lathers just misplays it. Coach Oman will take her second timeout in this first set. Lady Eagles trailing 22-19. Melina Carrera will be back to serve for the Coyotes as the Lady Eagles attempt to start a good first offense here. Romero, Folker in the middle, McGirt, handled by the Coyotes. In the middle, Lathers, tight pass, pulled out of there by Folker. Free ball. Lady Eagles work here. Off the block and out, point for the Lady Eagles.
You know, that's what you want to see coming out of a timeout, is going to, you know, this established leadership on your team. We saw McGirt hit and swing several times throughout that whole play.
Romero serves. A good one. And it's a point for the Lady Eagles. A little firmer. Nearly an overpass. Handled. Oh, and she just couldn't get under it. Romero right there, but the Coyotes score 23-21. Their lead here in this first set. Ella Grace Wood will serve. Lathers digs. Folker there. Kinney, tight. And she contacts the net on her follow through. Set point for the Coyotes. That one into the net. Lady Eagles will serve to keep it alive. McWhort back to serve. Anna Stevens entering the front row. She'll play the middle. Oh, McWhort with the ace. That home court net helping us out here. Not something you try to do, but something you'll take every time. This one deeper. And another ace. 24-24, it's win by 2. Played by the Coyotes. Up high, blocked. McWhirt's there. Oh, and it just evades the second hit from Romero. And it'll be another set point for the Coyotes. Great hustle there from both McWhirt and Romero. Served over, Kinney up high for Folker. Back to her. Off the block, played by the Coyotes. Dumped, Folker. Oh! And called by the up official. And it'll be the first set to the Coyotes by a score 26-24. We'll take a couple-minute break and join you again for the second set. The Lady Eagles lost a tight one there, 26-24 in that first set. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're heading to the second set. It'll be the Lady Eagles serve first. Carrie, what are we looking for as we head into this second set?
I think the end of that set really demonstrated that the Lady Eagles have more than enough ability to be able to compete, be competitive with the Coyotes. I think working on reducing those early errors would really set them up for success in this second set. Thinking especially, that last play, it's one of those kind of devastating. You don't want to lose a set, especially after you've come back from a decent deficit on a play that was a little bit questionable. The call was a little bit questionable, but just reinforces the point that you want to come out strong enough that you're not relying on one questionable call to determine a set.
Certainly Lady Eagles trailed early. 12-6, I believe, was when Coach Oman called her first time out. They battled back slowly but steadily over that second set. They'll look to keep their good play heading into this second set. Different atmosphere maybe than they've played in front of so far this season. Over 100 fans in attendance. Some early nerves. First official home game of the season settling in here, though, now.
One thing I think that we should look for, especially in this second set and thinking about reducing these early errors, is just working on reducing hitting errors overall, being able to execute a more effective offense. And when you think of those, reducing those hitting errors, it stems from so many things, whether it was a poor defensive play, setting up the offense, might be the timing of the hit, potential miscommunication between the setter and hitter, or just simply the ball contact from the hitter not being quite what it needs to be. So all of those factors going into just overall reducing hitting errors in the second set.
Volker with the serve, pushed over, and Lou there, but unable to get it in play. Up high from Lou. Butcher keeps it in play. It'll be Lou again, but maybe some miscommunication there with Lathers on who was going to take that one. Shorter here. Volker. Back set for Romero. Touched. And she scores.
Romero is one of the shorter hitters that we have, but time and time again, she's shown her ability to be able to play smarter, especially when going up against a pretty formidable block, and that was certainly one of those plays.
Serve there for Romero. Middle hitter off the block. Romero up high for Volker. Wide for Kinney, off the block, and she scores.
And what a beautiful play. The block helping out the defense. Romero able to get to that ball since the block had taken off just enough speed from it. A beautiful set, and then what a strong swing from Kinney, something that we're increasingly becoming used to her, seeing from her out of the
right, such growth
position
from her freshman year into this sophomore year. A good swing on that overpass there. Volker up high. McGirt ends up taking the second. Kinney with the swing. Still in play for the Coyotes. This one tipped. Volker, Lathers, nearly getting the assist. Kinney with the swing in there. Volker, Kinney again. Back row attack into the net. Point for the Lady Eagles. Kinney with a lot of consistently good swings in that one. We talked about cutting down those hitting errors.
And the longer a volley goes, it seems like you're
more prone.
Yeah, certainly more prone to be a little bit more emotional and get out of control with those hits.
Volker goes on two there, but bad touch, but it ends up down on the Coyote side anyway. Point for the Lady Eagles. Four in a row for the Lady Eagles. They lead 4-2. This with a tight pass, and McGirt was ready.
She was certainly reading that. Saw that little bit of an overpass was going to lend itself to the setter tipping, and she was, as you said, certainly ready for it.
A 5-0 run from the Lady Eagles prompts a Coyote timeout. We'll take a quick break. (5-2) lead for the Lady Eagles in this second set. If you're just joining us, they dropped the first set by a final score of 26-24. Romero serving here. Dug by the Coyote libero. Up high but blocked. Kinney and McWirt both there. A back row swing. That one long and out. Lathers recognizing it. Point for the Lady Eagles. And another friendly net roll. Ace for Hannah Romero. Her second of the match. 7-2 lead. Oh, and through the hands of the Coyote setter. Romero keeping it in. Big swing of Lady Eagles, avoided that one.
Yeah, Hannah literally ducking out of the way. You know, any points are good points to get, but when you can get a string of points in quick succession like this,
picking
ideal.
up where they left off in the, at the end of that first set, coming on strong. We see it continuing here. Up high, McWirt off the block.
It can be a difficult task to carry that momentum from one set to another.
Kinney with the swing, a good one. Dug, though, by the Coyotes up high. Off the block, Kinney to Folker. Back row attack, Romero takes some off. Played, though, by the Coyotes. Weak side attack, and that one, again, Romero dodging at the last second.
And I think we're seeing the Lady Eagles blocking presence increase a bit, forcing more of those hitting errors from the Coyotes.
Romero with another serve. This one pushed, but Romero on it. Folker, a little bit inside for Kinney, but she handles it. Up high. Good set there on the run from the Coyotes. Kinney decides to go on two. Lathers, McWirt goes on two. Played, though, by the Coyotes. Off the block of McWirt, Butcher there. Kinney touches it, stays on her side of the court, and the Lady Eagles score.
There's a lot of hustle that happened in that play to keep those balls alive, that ball alive.
And a timeout just signaled before the serve goes from the Coyotes, their second here in this second set. Lady Eagles off to an incredibly hot start here in this second set, leading 11-2. Carrie, how do they keep it going?
Keep doing what they've been doing as far as executing all of those small things well. We're seeing them work together as a team really well. That was a really strong hit from the Coyotes.
Bailey Johnson avoiding the block down the line there.
You know, one of the things that goes into seeing so much good offense like we saw from the Lady Eagles for the last 11 points, it's such a team sport. You see so many different factors working together. I mentioned at the beginning of this set to reduce those hitting errors. You know, I needed to think of everything from blocking to defense to timing to miscommunication to ball contact. And we've seen them address all of those issues here in the second set so far.
Good serve there from, I believe, McWhort. She had 2 aces in that first set, continuing her strong serves here. Oh, that one, the announcer's curse bites as that one sails long, point for the Coyotes. Kinney, serve receive. Volker up high for Butcher. Handled by the Coyotes setter, so it'll be a little off schedule. Leads to a good attack from the Eagles, but Kinney just misses it, point for Coastal Alabama. Stevens, Kinney, Butcher in the front row. Romero, Lathers, and Volker. The setter coming from the back row, and Stevens just misses that one out of the middle.
As one of the freshmen on the team, she's been so close on several of those hits. And
the serve, I thought, went before the whistle. And Coach Oman, I think, asking about it.
There has been a little bit of odd timing with the start of these plays.
Yeah, some faster and stoppages and. And the Lady Eagles a bit cooled off after that.
It's just those smallest things that can really fluster you and break that momentum. So.
All right, Kinney to Volker. Oh, she goes on to and she scores. Leave it to the senior.
Find that hole.
It'll be Butcher to serve. 14-8 lead for the Lady Eagles. Ooh, that one just evades the block and the defense. Good swing there from the Coyotes. Julie Bushell back to serve for the Coyotes. Lathers to Butcher in the middle for Stevens. Handled, but it'll be a free ball for the Lady Eagles. Romero starting the offense to Butcher, back set for Volker. Big swing, high, tight. Carrero tries to go on two, but blocked.
Once again, the Lady Eagles block showing really great awareness in those little bit longer defenses.
Manju Acharya entering for Coastal Alabama. They'll reset their defense as Lou heads back to serve. Tight, and it lands on the Coyote side, point for the Lady Eagles. 16-9 the advantage. Free ball over, Volker. Romero off the block and scores. (17-9) Lou with the serve. In the middle. And Brenna Shelley unable to get it over for the Coyotes. 18-9. Up high on the weak side, blocked by the Lady Eagles. Free ball over. Lady Eagles will start the offense with Butcher. Folker, wide to Romero. A little off speed and she scores.
We're seeing a lot of really great chemistry between Butcher and her various hitters. Something that you like to see. Once again, we have this rotation that we had at the beginning of the first set with players who have played together.
Little off speed there, out of the middle. Scores for Coastal Alabama. Morgan Higgins back to serve. Lathers, Butcher, Romero with a big swing, doesn't find any hands that time. Point for the Coyotes.
This is one of those situations where the Lady Eagles came out with a strong enough start that they've given themselves a good cushion, but you really want to see them maintain this and finish this set strong. You know, having this much of a lead gives you room to practice some of those more aggressive plays, but still need to maintain that focus on the fundamentals.
And Butcher involved in the joust there, but from the back row gives the point to the Coyotes. Lou with the serve receive, up high for Butcher, back set for Folker with the roll, handled by Hickman. Strong side attack from Johnson. Butcher to Lou, up high for Romero, good swing, and there's a touch there, awarded to the point to the Lady Eagles. Lathers back to serve for the Lady Eagles. Good one handled though by the Coyotes. Little miscommunication. Almost a free ball there for Romero. She ends up with the hit, tips it, still alive, and unable to get the hit over on three. Lady Eagles take a 21-13 lead. Back set. An odd swing there for Coastal Alabama, but the Lady Eagles do well. Still alive, free ball. Lathers to Butcher. That one for McWirt. Maybe one of those aggressive plays we were talking about. I was sure I was going to be calling Folker's name, but she swung to the middle as McWirt ended up hitting that one. Serve there from Lathers. Oh, down the line, but missed. I'm sorry, cross court, missed the line on the far side. And the Lady Eagles up 10 here in this second set. That serve sails deep. 23-14, the Lady Eagles lead. Riley Edwards re-enters for Coastal Alabama. Romero up for Butcher. Romero mistimed a bit there.
That was one of those definitely a little bit mistimed, a little bit of an awkward ball contact, and that's one of those as a hitter. She knew that immediately as soon as the ball came off her hand.
McGuirt's attempt to block, but Lou picks it up. Folker goes down the line for the point. Again, good court awareness.
Yep.
Recognizing there from Folker.
She's so used to, as a setter, setting up those plays, being aware.
Set point now here for the Lady Eagles. Oh, Lathers just didn't quite get under that one. As Coastal Alabama keeps this second set alive. Carrero with the serve, handled by Lathers. Folker wide to Butcher. Lathers up high for Romero. Oh, and she finds the line. And that'll be our second set, 25-16 for the Lady Eagles. came out of the gate strong, 11-2 early lead, and they never looked back, 25-16 as we take a break before this third set. Lady Eagles jumped out to a commanding early lead, and they won that second set by a final score of 25-16. We head to the third set, tied 1-1 after the Lady Eagles lost a close first set, 26-24. Carrie, what do they need to continue into this third set?
At the beginning of that second set, they had such sustained, solid fundamental play, which is what really allowed them to get off to such a strong start. So going back to here at the beginning of the set, settling things down, establishing a calm, consistent presence, and then building up that lead like they were able to do in the second set so that they have the ability, the room to really try out some of these stronger offenses that they've been practicing.
Romero with the roll hit there. Butcher gets that second hit attempt. Oh, and Lou mishits that. It might have been the fourth anyway. Point for the Coyotes.
We have seen the Lady Eagles adjust to some of the Coyotes' off-speed hits that they seem to be so prone to doing. That was definitely a good adjustment from the second set that I'd like to see them carry into this third.
McGuirt with the swing there. Touch there, Butcher. Romero over to Folker. Off the block, Lathers handles it. Butcher up to Romero. She goes down the line. And that pass into the net scores for the Lady Eagles. You've got two setters out there, Butcher and Folker. Romero with a good set there herself.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before, but an unusual number of the Eagles players have some sort of setting background. So I don't think any of them are uncomfortable when they are put in that position.
Folker serve a little deep. Madison Kelly will enter to serve for Coastal Alabama. Folker with the set. Romero with the swing. Kept alive. Oh, and a net violation from Romero. Point for the Coyotes. Romero, McGirt, and Butcher in the front row. Folker sets it in the middle for McGirt. Butcher down the line. Still up, but a free ball. Oop, and a hit there from McGirt. And, oh, she called the net. I'm sorry, the down ref, I believe, called that net violation. Point to the Lady Eagles. Lou will exit for Michaela Kinney as Romero heads back to serve. Ooh, and that one I think did get down. Point for the Coyotes.
One of the differences between the second set and the first set is that we saw so many more even just hitting attempts from the Eagles in the second set. And I think a lot of that stems from the solid defense that they had, especially there toward the beginning of the second set. So as they look toward getting some points strung together here in this third set, I think we need to first look to this defense to start off these plays on a solid foot.
McGirt with the serve. Ooh, Kinney, good up there off the block. A back row attack from Romero just doesn't quite get over. And Lathers will enter for McGirt. Folker heads to the front row. Folker back set for Stevens in the middle. Strong side attack from the Coyotes. Off the block, Romero handles the dig. Good swing there from Kinney, and it leads to a point. Back and forth we go in this third set. 1-1. After these teams split the first two. Butcher with the serve. Handled by the Coyotes. In the middle, Romero with the dig. Lathers. And no one ends up taking that. Would have been a free ball over to the Coyotes, but you hate to see it drop.
That's one of those just miscommunications. You know, you see that it's a hard adjustment with the incoming freshmen to be able to join right in that chemistry. Those are those type of errors that you see here at the beginning of the season and expect to see those ironed out pretty quickly.
That ball off the block dropped down on the Eagles side. This one up in the middle for Stevens. Oh, just missed the line.
And you like to see Stevens go up and be aggressive. And that's one of her strengths that we've already seen from her so far this season.
Butcher back set for Romero. Handled, though, by the Coyotes. Touched. Stevens with the second jump gets that block. And that one too low from the Coyotes. Point for the Lady Eagles.
7 on the left, 9 for 7 on the left, and 4 for 20 on the right. 4 for 20 on the right.
Helen Payton entering
20 on the right.
to serve for Kinney. Peyton, a freshman from Fort Walton Beach. Oh, and she gets the ace. We've seen a few of those off the net. And we'll have a timeout. Lady Eagles trailing 6-9 in this third set. Timeout from Coastal Alabama. All right, Coastal Alabama using their first timeout there. Helen Payton will be back to serve for the Lady Eagles. And that one long and out, point for the Coyotes. Lady Eagles play just hasn't been quite as tight, maybe a couple errors slipping in here and there as we've started this third set.
And part of those, I think, are because of the energy level. We've seen a little bit of a dip in the energy level here in this third set. And talking to the players before the game, they had mentioned to me that that is something that they want to really focus on in the coming matches, is just sustaining a high level of energy throughout their matches. You know, when you're playing 3 or 4 or 5 sets, sustaining that energy is key.
Great dig there from Lathers. McWirt gets it up for Romero, and there's a touch signaled. Point for the Lady Eagles.
When we think about the differing levels of energy, if you think back on the mistakes from this set so far, a lot of those mistakes have resulted from just a lack of aggression, which a lot of time is connected to that dip in energy.
Lathers with a good serve there, handled though by the Coyotes. Back set. Blocked there by McWirt. This one attempted to be rolled over, but short.
And we've consistently seen through the night that the more pressure the Lady Eagles offense has put on the Coyotes, the more unforced errors we have seen them make.
Ooh, that one off the block and dips just in front of Peyton. Certainly the Lady Eagles block maybe forcing some of those hitting errors from the Coyotes as well.
The block has been a really strong presence all night.
Romero up high. Butcher takes it in the middle for McWirt. And that one goes off the
line judge there.
Oh, I thought he signaled touch.
I think he accidentally signaled touch, but he might have just been rattled from having been hit with that attack.
Okay, Butcher up high. Folker with the touch, handled though by St. Amant. Swing there, splits the Eagles defense. 9-13, the Lady Eagles trail.
You know, there are different reactions that crowds have to different hits depending on what happens, but, you know, as a general rule, you don't really want there to be a collective gasp after your hit, like what happens when your attack hits the line judge.
Dug up there nicely by Coastal Alabama, though. Free ball for the Eagles. Butcher wide for Romero. Swing high off the block. And this one hits the net outside of the antenna, and it'll be a point for the Lady Eagles. Romero showing a variety of attacks this evening.
She's such an extremely athletic player that she's really able to execute such a diverse offense.
Oh, blocked by McWirt, but she followed through and made contact with the net.
as a player with one of the highest verticals, if not the highest on the team, Romero really has a lot of opportunities for a variety of offense. And she also has time from her extended hang time to be able to make decisions while she's in the air.
Ooh, blocked there by McWhirter, but just a bit late. Coyotes trying to extend their lead now, 15-10 in this third set. Lathers up for Folker. Wide for Butcher. She tips it. Dug, but out.
Smart play and smart connection between the two setters on the team.
Kinney coming back into the game here. She'll look to keep her offense rolling as Romero heads back to serve. Short one, and it leads to an ace. A variety of service possibilities as well for Romero. McWhirter, Butcher, and Kinney in the front row. Folker and Lathers in the back with the server, Romero. McWhirter touches it over, still in play. Oh, but it drops, point for the Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles reeling them back in, 13-15. Handled by the Coyotes in the middle. McWhirter, touch, up high. Lathers will take it over. Deep hit there, handled though nicely by the Coyotes. Big swing high off McWhirter's block. Butcher with the swing off the block, and she scores.
We see the players laughing in reaction to that play because I don't think Butcher had quite her ideal timing for that hit, but was able to still execute an excellent attack from it.
Romero with another good serve. And blocked by McWhirter. 15-15, tied in this third set.
Momentum is definitely on the side of the Lady Eagles here.
And they'll try to, Coastal Alabama will try to stem that with another timeout. One tie overall in the match. 15-15 tie here in this third set. Romero got the serve started. Dug up. Kinney with the swing, and she scores.
We talked about not losing that momentum during that timeout, and that was an emphatic way to maintain that momentum.
Kinney with 4 kills through the first 2 sets. She adds another one there. A diving serve, handled though by Coastal Alabama off the block of McWhirter. Starts the offense. Butcher. Oh, and just blocked, and point for the Coyotes. Reese St. Amant will head back to serve for Coastal Alabama. Lathers just missed on that pass, and it'll be a point for the Coyotes They retake the lead 17-16. Kinney, Romero. Volker calls off Lathers. Free ball, the Coyotes will try to use it here off the block, and they score. 18-16, Coach Oman needing to regain that momentum will call her own timeout. All right, another tight one here in the third set. Lady Eagles trailing 16-18. Carrie, what do they need to do here to just pull out this third set?
It seems so repetitive, but execute those fundamentals, being able to give the setter a lot of options as far as who to set up for that offense. We saw Kinney be so successful with her hitting in the second set. And there she is again, and that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Take advantage of these hitters who are definitely on tonight.
Anna Stevens will enter the front row. McCourt back to serve. Owen just into the net. The Eagles have done a really good job avoiding the service errors, but wanted a bad time there. She'll exit for the libero Lathers. Julie Bichelle back to serve. Kinney up high. Lathers back to Kinney. A good swing, handled though by the Coyotes. Not the best spot for a swing, and that one just misses the back line. Again, the hitting of the Eagles putting pressure on that Coyote defense. Butcher with a good serve. Lathers handles it to Butcher. A play there as Kinney just mishits that one. Coach Oman with some instructions as Morgan Higgins serves for Coastal Alabama. Up high for Butcher. Stevens with the swing. Yes, a touch called, point for the Lady Eagles.
One of the things that Stevens has been adjusting to is adding a little bit of variety to those hits, going to either side as a middle hitter. And she's been going to the sides really well, but just a little bit too far to the sides, has been just off, hitting those balls a little bit out. But able to catch part of the block on that one.
Lou with the serve. And that one off speed just dips in front of that backline defense. (19-21), Reagan Hickman serving with the lead for the Coyotes. Romero up high to Butcher. She gets it right back. Puts some top spin on it and unable to be dug effectively. Point to the Lady Eagles. Lathers will serve into the net, unfortunately, and the Coyotes will retake a 2-point advantage. Another nail biter of a set. Lathers digs it. Butcher. McWirt, Butcher. Touched over by Romero, played by the Coyotes back set. Lathers right there. Butcher for Folker, off the block. McWirt goes and she scores. Deep breath here for the Lady Eagles as Folker heads back to serve. Coastal Alabama libero takes it, a wide swing there, and that one falls on the Lady Eagles side. 23-21, Madison Kelly to serve for Coastal Alabama. Just a couple misplays by the Lady Eagles.
And when you get into this position, you've just put so much pressure on yourself as a team. Down 2, but knowing that it's well within your reach to be able to pull this back. But every play, every touch matters at this point.
Butcher with the swing, and it finds the line. Goes cross court with great accuracy, and it'll be Romero back to serve. Overpass, Butcher makes him pay. (23-23). Good hard serve there from Romero, handled though by the Coyotes. Folker with a one-handed dig. Butcher to Kinney, who's been on all night. Good swing, but the Coyotes still have it up. High over the block, but Romero handles it. Butcher off the block and scores. Set point for the Lady Eagles.
We've seen Butcher display an ability to take just enough speed off of her hits so that when that ball does contact the block, it just doesn't rebound as you would typically expect.
Deep, but Romero there. Oh, and the pass just avoids the setter. And we'll have some free volleyball here, some extra points in this third set. Kinney, Folker, Butcher, off some hands, but played by the Coyotes. Oh, free ball, and it goes long. 25-24. Lady Eagles with another set point. It'll be McWirt to serve. The freshman Stevens enters in the front row. McWirt with another good serve. This one tight, and Stevens wins it. The Lady Eagles win set 3, 26-24, taking a 2-1 advantage. We'll take a quick break before we come back for set number 4. Lady Eagles reversing the outcome of that first set that they lost 26-24 by winning that one 26-24. They also won the second set by a wider margin, a little bit more comfortably, and we head to this fourth set with the Lady Eagles leading 2-1. Couple more service errors in that third set, but the Lady Eagles were able to overcome those. Carrie, what are you looking for in this fourth set?
You know, when you look at the stats, there aren't that many service errors. There weren't that many service errors from the previous set. However, they all came at really crucial times of the set. One thing that will come with time and just awareness to work on is making sure that being able to recognize those really critical moments where it really works in your favor to be able to maintain and continue momentum, and making sure really protecting that momentum at the time.
Romero with a good dig up high, McGwirt, and she gets the kill. We mentioned McGwirt as we talked between that set. She's got a lot of swings. We'd like to see a couple more kills.
Yeah, and even more attempts as a whole. We noted that from the previous sets, the Eagles have been doing a good job of using a variety of hitters, setting up different offenses, but getting that ball to McGwirt more often and giving her an opportunity to execute some of those strong swings that she loves to execute so much.
That one just out of the reach of the libero Lathers. Yeah, certainly the setters Butcher and Folker seem to favor the outside hitters a bit more, as you might expect.
And a lot of that comes from when you don't have the cleanest pass up to the setter. That is one of the options that's most readily available.
Another good swing there from Kinney.
A strong swing from that outside hitting position like we've seen so much of her from throughout this evening so far.
Her 7th kill of the match so far. Dug up there nicely by Romero. Kinney again. This one passed back over, so the Eagles will start it again. Stevens this time with the kill. She gets her 4th of the match.
And finally finding that hole that I feel like she's been looking for all night.
Maybe a little even off speed there.
Mm-hmm. But really found that deep pocket that has been open frequently this evening.
McGwirt just long. Thought that one might dive and catch the end line, but it's a 3-3 tie in this fourth set. Oh, Folker goes just over. Butcher with the kill. She had 5 kills in that third set, really leading the Eagles.
And we mentioned this in relation to Folker in the previous set, that as a setter, she just has really good court awareness and is paying attention to what's happening on both sides of the court. The same could be said of Butcher, with that setter's instinct to find those holes.
Stevens with a block. Gets what I believe is her first solo block of the match. A 5-3 lead for the Lady Eagles. Butcher with the good serve. High over the block from the Coyotes. Romero there to handle it. Kinney with the swing.
And that was good defense by Romero. That was a difficult hit, and she read that attack really well.
Butcher, Folker, wide for Kinney. Off the block, but handled by the Coyotes. Romero read that one as well. Kinney just touches that one over. Some contact from the Coyotes, and it'll be a point for the Lady Eagles.
We saw an example.
Some hustling there for the Lady Eagles.
We saw an example there of what I had mentioned earlier. With these longer volleys, you're just so much more prone to make those unforced errors, those little mistakes.
Ooh, still up, but that time it goes to the Coyotes. Back and forth, tight match. You like to see this for the Lady Eagles early in the season, getting some of these pressure points.
Yeah.
Stevens with some good awareness there on the serve that just rolled over the net. Kinney gets the swing on that one.
Good
Lathers.
read by Lathers there.
pushed by Butcher, but the libero Hickman there. Dug up. Butcher unable to quite get it to a hitter. Point for the Coyotes. Romero, Butcher. Lathers ends up with the back row attack. Oh, and that tip just evades Stevens' block in the middle. Six tie in this fourth set. Lady Eagles leading 2-1. Kinney to Lathers. Stevens with the swing. Back over. Stevens up. Some crowd there in the middle for the Lady Eagles, but Kinney gets it over. Just touched over. Lathers reads it well. Butcher. Folker. Good court awareness. Lou will enter the back row.
One thing that's been really fun to watch, even so far this season, is to see the seniors on the team, the ones that we've mentioned have been playing for so long and have such a good, strong leadership presence, interact with the freshmen, some of the younger players on the court. One of the things that some of the seniors had told me before the match is that these freshmen are particularly coachable, and they've mentioned to me that they're constantly coming to them, asking them, what should I do? What could I have done differently there? Which is a really exciting prospect to think of for these upcoming players.
Block a bit late, and the kill there from Morgan Higgins. Oop. Lou Lathers. Romero ends up giving a free ball to the Coyotes. Up in the middle, net violation. I think Wood caught it as she was coming up even. Sends Lathers back to serve. Butcher, Lou, Romero with the swing. Doesn't find any hands, and it's a point for the Coyotes. Hickman, the libero, back to serve, and that one goes wide. Point for the Lady Eagles. It'll send Folker back to serve. She'll then come up to set, but she served it long. Point goes the other way. Lou up high. Romero ends up just kind of tipping it over. And some confusion along the front line leads to a point for the Lady Eagles. It'll lead to a timeout for Coastal Alabama. Coming out of this Coastal Alabama timeout, the Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles lead 11-9 in this fourth set. leading overall 2-1. Romero back to serve. A dipping serve, handled. Oh, and it ends up a point for the Coyotes, as it just gets down in front of Lathers. Kinney, Butcher, and McGirt in the front row. Romero, Folker, and Lathers in the back row. Kinney up for Folker, back set for Butcher. Dug up there by the Coyotes. It'll be a free ball for the Lady Eagles. In the middle for McGirt, and she scores.
When I mentioned at the beginning of this set that we really want to see more out of McGirt for this finals or in this set, those are the types of hits that McGirt can really bring to this offense.
A lot of times as a middle hitter, maybe you have the advantage of only going against one blocker instead of two.
And you have the opportunity to run a lot quicker offenses with the middle just because of their closer proximity to the setter.
Ooh. Misplayed there by Kinney, and it'll tie this fourth set 12-12. That one off the net, no touch there by the Eagles. You know, I think about that service there. We had actually, when we had watched them against Pensacola State, seen Kinney get targeted just a little bit on the serve, and she's reacted much better in this match.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that I've been noticing throughout this match. Her defense has looked really sharp so far, and it's definitely not a weakness in that serve receive.
Off the hands of the block of Stevens. 13-13. Butcher goes on two, dug up by the Coyotes. Butcher, Folker will end up taking the set. Kinney with the swing, and she scores.
Kinney is such an even-keeled player. The consistency that she brings is one of the strengths that she brings to the court. But even on that one, we saw her get pretty excited about it.
Big smile as she comes off the court. Well-deserved break as she heads over to the bench. Lou will come in to serve. Butcher with the dig. Folker to Romero, off speed. Swing there by Higgins. Butcher back set for Folker, just misses the back line. And it's a point for Coastal Alabama. Butcher to Folker. Lou, great pass there. Stevens. Coyotes ready for that though. Carrero with the swing. Folker this time wide for Romero. Swung hard, still alive. Free ball coming over. Eagles will set up their offense. In the middle, Stevens, oh, blocked. Unable to be put back up by the Lady Eagles. Great defense there from the Coyotes, earns them that point. Lady Eagles unable to quite find the Coyote side of the court. That one blocked again by the Coyotes, 16-14. They take a slim lead.
We haven't seen too much strong blocking from the Coyotes throughout this match so far. And it seems like perhaps the Eagles have gotten a little bit lax with paying attention to that blocking presence there.
Miss hit on the swing by Folker. And the Coyotes take a 3-point lead. Coach Oman with some instructions there. Butcher, high for Romero. Doesn't catch the top of the block. And it goes out, point for Coastal Alabama. And Coach Oman will take a timeout. 18-14 deficit here for the Lady Eagles in this fourth set. Out of this timeout, both teams have used one of their 2 timeouts in this fourth set. It'll be Morgan Higgins back to serve. Lou up. Off the block. And the Lady Eagles score. Libero Hickman able to get there, but the Coyotes unable to do anything more with it. Kylene Walker enters for them in the back row. Lady Eagles trying to reverse momentum. Lathers to serve. Blocked by McGirt.
Once again, McGirt reading that so well.
Folker. Romero. This one handled by Hickman. Big swing, finds the space between the back line.
The block was able to get a hand on that one, but just not quite enough to give the defense enough time to get to that one.
Hickman will serve. Up for Butcher. Folker with the swing, and she finds the back line.
Couple strong hits from Folker coming out of that front row.
Oh, and she gets the ace. She had served a couple deep on her last few attempts, and that one just floated over and dove to the court. 18-19. That one handled by the Coyotes. Touched over and out. 19-19. That timeout working wonders for the Lady Eagles. Coastal Alabama will take one themselves. Joining you here, 19-19 in this fourth set. A swing down the line and off the hands of Lathers. Coastal Alabama gets the lead 20-19. And there. Some rotation confusion here for the Coyotes. Guess everything's okay as play goes on. Folker, Butcher a bit off balance, but it's in the middle, and that one wide. Lady Eagles score. Kinney will enter for Lou. 20-20. Lady Eagles lead 2-1. Romero back to serve. She's had a great night serving. She gets another one in here, and poorly touched at the net by the Coyotes, leads to a point for the Lady Eagles. This one short. Hickman gets it up enough. Folker to Butcher. In the middle for McWirt, off the block, still handled. The third hit's a free ball. Romero will get it high to Folker. McWirt in the middle again, off the net goes the Coyotes, and it'll be a point for the Lady Eagles, 22-20.
It seems like so often tonight we've looked back and seen Romero in that serving position.
Just at the right time. Carry 22-20, tight game here. It's been a tight match. What are these girls doing to calm the nerves maybe a little bit? They seem to be playing without those nerves.
Yeah. I think one of the things that the girls have mentioned to me that they are struggling with a little bit this season, not struggling with, but working on, is actually maintaining a sense of urgency throughout the match. And so
This is
I don't
just
think
what they need.
Yeah.
This one's still up, and it just evades Butcher. 23-21, the Lady Eagles lead.
As the Eagles, you're in a position right now where you're only leading by 2 points, but you've seen throughout the previous sets, you're very capable of extending this lead and finishing the set.
That certainly helps.
Yeah.
Match point, 24-21. Stevens will re-enter. McGirt, a really good server as well, heads back for the Lady Eagles. This one's up, over, dug up, in the middle. And that one's still being played. We couldn't see it from our angle here at the table, but the Lady Eagles pancaked that one. Butcher over. Coyotes. Oh, and Stevens goes for the block, and it just falls on her side.
Able to get a hand on it, but just not quite in the right angle.
Sometimes those off speeds, you think maybe I should have let it go for the defense. They'll reset here, though. Romero, high to Folker, wide for Kinney. Just hits it long. Lady Eagles looking to finish this one off. 24-23 their lead. They'll have a chance for the first offense. Up to Folker, back set Butcher. Still alive. Oh, but it's out. The Lady Eagles win. 25-23. The Lady Eagles take a 3-1 victory. The only set they lost in this was 26-24. A really well-played match from the Lady Eagles, Carrie. Some closing thoughts?
There were definitely a lot of strong points that the Lady Eagles can come out of this match feeling good about. We saw them able to carry that lead in the second set, I believe, for such an extended period of time. We saw some of the struggles that they had with maintaining a consistent level of energy throughout. But being able to look back on this set and knowing, or on this whole match, and knowing that you had those bright points is some really good momentum to take going into Saturday's matches.
Right, we will see the Lady Eagles again this Saturday, and they will attempt to, I believe, avenge a loss against Crowley's Ridge this Saturday that they suffered last week. And we hope you'll join us again at that time. Have a good evening.